Hello, we are back with season 2, and I guess we are going to be ranking season 2 of The Office, one of my favorite shows. Alrighty, well, without further ado, let's get started. Kind of already gone through the ranking systems, just kind of recap. It's S tier. It's gonna be constant rewatch. A, it's gonna be really good, and then B, it's just good. C, it's neutral, kind of good, not boring, or good, not terrible. And then we got D, unmemorable, kind of just slipped your mind. F, it's not good. We should just change that to terrible because I'm like, at the end of the day, good, not good, just basically terrible. Oop. And we'll add a boom. And then E is just boring, nothing crazy. Z is a constant skip. I feel like boring and unmemorable would be the same category. I think I'll change this to a constant. Cause I did notice there's just too many. There's just too many there's too many rows, and then this one will be boring. There we go. Okay, cool. And that would be there. Okay, so started off, we're gonna go with the Dundies. Now, the season opener to Dundies is when Michael hosts the Dundies. It's kind of just like their own little awards center or awards that he hands out to his employees and kind of just makes them feel good about themselves. Not in an egotistical way, but just more of kind of showing their qualities of the office. And it really kind of just shows most of their characters and kind of, in a way, retcon some of what happened in the first season and just kind of makes them into an actual character. So like some of the side characters start becoming into a more of a main character. Like Kevin, Meredith, Oscar, Angela, etc. All of those characters start becoming main characters after this episode. And that's something I really liked about season 2. And season 2, season 3, part of season 4, they deliver. They deliver. And I'm really excited to kind of see what they rank on my ranking. So, with the Dundies, we're gonna start off. I'm gonna make it as Dundies. It was a pretty good episode. I will say it was a strong start to the season. I'm gonna have to put it in. It's a really good episode. I will put it there, A tier. It is pretty good. It's rewatchable at some time or at some points, but it's not just good. It's really good. It's a huge improvement from basketball, from most of all the episodes that happened in season 1. Now, moving on, we have sexual harassment. This episode, I think it was really good. It's when Michael's CFO's bosses they get fired, and basically they get fired, and it's just it spirals in this whole investigation on their emails, and Michael just starts sending emails out to, and it's not in a right way. It's more of in a crude way, and him and Todd Packer end up like kind of getting in trouble for it, and it's a funny episode. I really enjoy it, especially with that gym scene with him just kind of provoking Michael to go on for it. I think this second episode is pretty good. Kind of goes a little bit on the edge, but I think honestly it's a pretty good episode. I will put this in the good. It's above basketball, not in the really good. It is really good to watch, but after a while, there is some parts in which I will say kind of really throws me off. But
where's the line? Where's the line, Jan?
It's an overall good episode. Now, moving on, we have the Office Olympics. Office Olympics I do really like. I like it because it really it's the episode where Michael kind of he teams with the Dwight, and he finally buys himself a condo.
Let's go check out the master bedroom.
And he moves into a gay neighborhood, and he's so like put off by it. And while that is happening, the B plot is with Jim and everyone at the office. They all kind of team up, or not team up in a way, but more of just they have office fun, and they just kind of make that their own. They provide the comedy part of the episode, and I really like it when most of all of the office characters kind of shine. You know, like each character gets to shine in their own little rank, like how it shows that for years that Kevin and Oscar have been playing this game, you know, and it really shows that the office can be really boring, and they do this to keep busy, and it really shows a lot of their character, and later on in the season it really kind of has that in mind, and I really enjoy that, and I really like it when all the employees kind of collaborate with each other to form a really strong bond with each other. So I'm gonna put the Office Olympics in. It's a really good episode. Yeah, I'd put it in there because it's like the Dundies. The Dundies, it's really collaborative between all of the characters, and it kind of just shows what each character is like. Okay, now moving on, we have The Fire. Now The Fire is like one of my favorite episodes because it kind of me and my brother we watched this with our mother, and my mom, she found it hilarious that it was like, well, it's kind of when she started getting into this episode, and it will always be my favorite only because it really brings out most of the characters, like I said, and you know, I like it when they all collab with each other. And the part that really gets me is kind of the setup joke at the beginning with Ryan, and Ryan wanting to not be this kind of main guy. He doesn't want to be kind of that one guy who gets named for something, and at the end of the episode they pay it off by him being the guy who set the whole office on fire. Well, not the whole office, just kind of burning his panini wrong, or was it pita or pita bread? I think it was a pita bread, or was it panini? But anyways, it kind of just shows how good that episode was, and honestly, it will be one of my favorites because, you know,
Ryan started the fire!
Like I said, because my mom really kind of started watching the show after this episode, and I really enjoyed it. So I'm gonna put Fire in really good. It's most of all these season 2 and season 3 are gonna be in really good and B, or in the B tier, and some of them might be in S tier, but we're gonna have to see on that one. So for the next episode, it's going to be Halloween. Halloween for me in season 2 is kind of a hard choice to choose between B and C tier. Reason being is because it's when Michael has to fire somebody. I understand that it's a pretty kind of it's an office. I understand that it's a workplace. They have downsizing. I understand that they all have to work kind of in a workplace in which, at the end of the day, something has to go. However, I do have a big problem with this, and it's the part where Michael kind of just has the whole office in a big bubble, and he's just wanting to He's waiting to pop it, but he doesn't know how to pop it. It's like he's back in season 1. You know, in season 1 there was this whole character of this whole, how do I say it? He's kind of like the villain of this episode, or these episodes, first few episodes, and it kind of just shows that how much of a pain in the ass he is, and how much he's not a good character. You know, like that's why he was so unlikable in the first place. However, in this one, it kind of brings back that Michael that we first started off with, and it just has an unsettling feeling for me. I really enjoyed this episode, but I'm not as much as the first few episodes. So that being said, I might have to put Halloween in the neutral, because it kind of brings back that Michael that I did not really like in the first few seasons. So it's gonna rest there. However, I did really like the paper mache. It was really nice, because I made a paper mache. I think it was pretty cool. I don't know. We're just getting off topic. So, but that being said, yeah, I'm gonna leave it in C tier. Probably gonna leave right there. Nothing too crazy. All right. For the next episode, we have The Fight. Holy cow. I love The Fight. The Fight is amazing. It is, it just kind of shows. It reminds me of my brother. I love my brother. He is the most amazing little person, or not little person. He's the most amazing little man that I have ever encountered in my life, and I'm happy he's my brother. He's a person I look up to, and honestly, how Dwight acts in this how he acts in this episode is basically how he and my real kind of relationship is, and it just shows that it just kind of brings me kind of a wholesome feeling, because I think to myself that, wow, I used to be kind of like Michael in this situation, in which, you know, it just for me, it's a little, it's funny, because it reminds me of my little brother, because how much he would try to show himself as this big uptight man, and I'll just kind of just knock him down a few pegs, and he'll just be befuddled by it. And it's honestly, for me, I think it's very funny. So, you know, in that being said, I think The Fight for me is going to be in a really good tier. I will put it, I think I'll leave it right there. I think The Fight's going to be right there for me.
No kicks to the groin. Home for dinner.
Oh my goodness, The Client. The Client has got to be one of my favorite episodes, because it really shows, for me, it shows a lot of character growth for Michael. It really shows how he became a boss, how he became such a good salesman, and how he's been able to move up in the company. Because throughout the show, well, before The Client, you wonder to yourself, like, how is this maniac the boss? How does he run this whole office? But in The Client, it really kind of shows little sparks here and there that this is how he's actually boss. And I really respect that, and I really enjoy that part of Michael and seeing him grow as a character, you know? And I will say, the subplot between Jim and Pam kind of swaying at the end, or no, swaying at the end of the day and then coming back, it was a bit cringe. But, you know, but behind all that, The Client is one of my favorite episodes. This is one of my rewatchable episodes. This is gonna be our first S tier. I know somebody might come after me for this, but The Client is up there for me. It is better than the Dundies. It's better than The Office Olympics because it kind of brings out the character of Michael a little bit more than the last few episodes. So, that's all I gotta say for it. S tier for me. I will go out of my way to watch The Client any time of the day, But that being said, it's an S tier. So, on our next episode, we got performance review. Okay. I will say it's for me it's a very cringy episode because it's kind of hard to watch, someone kind of overthink about what the lady's like his superior, which happens to be the woman he slept with the night before or a week before, and it comes off a little bit like a little flabbergasting, and I myself, I enjoyed the episode. It's a good episode. I will watch it, but it's a good episode. I will say it's a good episode. It falls under the sexual harassment type of episode. It's good. It's not great. It's good, not great. Yeah. So we're gonna put that probably. I'm gonna put that right there. And also, that's a good one. I'm gonna put good. Not great. And then we'll change this one to really great. So, and okay. Email surveillance. Holy. I will say, I love the ending. The ending is nice. The build up to the ending, I myself, it's a little, how do I say it? It's a little cringy. It's not as good as the first few episodes, but I'm gonna have to put it in the C tier. It's like, I'm trying to justify why this episode is not one of my favorites. It's only because Michael kind of, I get it, he just doesn't want to be alone, but it just kind of comes off as one of your bosses being like, if you have to put it in your shoes where you're working, and then all of a sudden your boss looks at your email and he just shows up your party all of a sudden after you didn't even invite him or anything. He just automatically knows where you live. For me, it's a little cringy, and it just kind of stains the character a little bit. But I myself, I enjoyed the episode. It's good, not great, but overall, it's an okay episode. It's not as bad as Halloween. Actually, we're gonna leave it there. If I change my mind, we're probably gonna move it down a notch. It's between B and C. It's probably gonna be C. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe that's a sign. We'll see the sign. Oh my god, that was terrible. Christmas Party. Oh my gosh, Christmas Party. I do really like. I like all the Christmas episodes because they're just office workers being drunk and they're doing dumb stuff, and that's it's pretty hilarious. So Christmas Party, I really like it. I like the. It's one of those episodes where I rewatched it, but it's just I have to rewatch it in order to rethink that it's good or not. But I'm gonna put it in. It's good. Not well. It's a really great episode. It's a really great episode. We're gonna leave it at that. It's up there. It's done. That's the one I'm leaving because I cannot. I'm a stand for one of these. Christmas parties, because I like this one because it's Yankee Swap, funny, going out of his way to go buy booze, funny. I love it. Meredith at the end, a bit cringy, but it was funny. So, Booze Cruise. Oh, okay. Booze Cruise. I did like Booze Cruise. Booze Cruise was nice. I did like this episode, but I liked the Michael dance. The Michael dance was amazing, top tier. I probably would do that dance by myself, cuddled up in my room, but not out in the open. But Booze Cruise, I would probably put this one in good, not great. Well, probably C tier. It's a good episode, and it's a good episode showing Michael and Jim's kind of friendship, kind of start bonding, and or kind of their chemistry kind of mixing. But at the end of the day, excuse me. At the end of the day, it's okay. It's not something to take care or take far with, you know. I didn't like, how he tried to go like, hey, I'm the captain of the ship and I'm the manager of the ship. It just gets annoying at times. And Jim breaking up with Katie, why was that needed? And I mean, I get it, the whole subplot of them trying to get back, will they, won't they? But for me, I didn't really like that whole. I don't know. It maybe that's just not for me, but yeah, the injury. Oh, I do like the injury. The injury is one of the constant. It's not a constant rewatch. It's just one of those rewatches where you can just put it on and you'll have a good time. I think it's one of my favorite episodes because it really brings out Dwight's character and Pam's character and Michael's sort of character, but in all, it really, you'll have a good time watching this one and rewatching it as well. I'm gonna put this in. I might put this in S tier actually, because it kind of suits it kind of checks off all the ones that I just said, the characters, how they bond, how they connect, and it really shows that Jim knows more about, Dwight that he anticipated, and it really kind of starts showing the chemistry that Pam and Dwight have, and it's a really nice episode. I really enjoy the injury because I'll go out of my way to watch it, just like The Client, The Secret. Whew, okay, The Secret, it's good, but how do I put this? It's like middle school, high school stuff, and for me, I enjoyed it. It was nice, but it's one of those. It's one of those. It's one of those good, not great episodes, but it's also it lacks the sauce. It lacks the seasoning. That you put in it, and it's a good episode. I will say it is a very good episode, but it just has that. It has something that's not there, but it's missing. It's missing like some salt or some pepper that you just desperately need, but it just tasted so sad. I don't know.
What? Where's the funny?
Maybe that's just me, but Secret, I'm gonna put it in. I might put it between The Alliance and Healthcare. Yeah, I'm gonna put it right there because that's probably where it's gonna sit.
Where did you leave it?
Left it in the middle of your office.
The Carpet, holy cow! I enjoyed this episode. This episode was pretty good. I liked at the end the reveal that it was Todd Packer that did it to Michael, and Michael just automatically drops it out of nowhere. And I love that he was just tarnishing his entire employee staff and then realized that it was his best friend, and then he just immediately drops it. Because it reminds me of me in a way, because sometimes I'll just hold somebody accountable to something, and then I realize it was just one of my friends or one of someone close to me, and I'll just like kind of like, oh, it's okay, it's nothing crazy, and it's something that I think I would do, and honestly, the carpet, it's good. It's good, not great. Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna put good, not great. Nothing too crazy. It's high up there. Probably gonna stay right there. Boys and girls. I do like this episode. It brings Daryl. I love the character of Daryl. He's an amazing guy, and I love how Michael really tries to relate to Daryl, and Daryl just they're a little banter between each other, and they just kind of make a union, and then Jan's like, y'all gonna get fired if this happens. So Boys and Girls is probably one of my favorite episodes. I might have to put this one in S tier because it's one of those just rewatchable episodes that I'll just find myself like, hey, what's episodes that I'm gonna watch? Boys and Girls, fine. Let's watch that. So, and it really shows, Kelly's character slowly coming out that she's kind of this gossip girl, and she just happens to like gossip so much about it, and she kind of pokes on Jan, and Jan kind of finally breaks at some point, and I really enjoyed that. So we got next is Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day is it's good. It's good. It's not good. It is good. It's good, not great. I don't like at the end that Jan ends up like kissing Michael, and she just ends up leading him on again, and it is a start to one of the best episodes for me, but it's gonna have to go in probably B tier. I'm gonna say B tier, or yeah, I leave it in B tier. It's probably gonna go in. Actually, no, I'm gonna put it in really great. It's a really good episode. I think that one is pretty good. Now we got Dwight's speech. Let's see. Dwight's speech is pretty good. It is one of the memorable for me. I remember most of the episode, but I hardly remember it, and it is. It's an okay episode. I'm gonna put it in probably good, not great. Yeah, I'm gonna put it in B tier. It's actually it's probably gonna be in between performance review and sexual harassment. That's probably what's gonna sit, because I know most of the episode, but it's an okay. Actually, basketball should probably be above that one. So I'm gonna put this one right here because it kind of fits. Yeah, I think I like that one because basketball is kind of a little bit better than I would watch basketball over Dwight's speech, personally. Take Your Daughter to Work Day. I do like this episode, but it does have its flaws. It does have its flaws. It does have its pros. I do like that, Toby at the end. Out of all characters that Michael would get along with, it is Toby's daughter, and I love that. And Meredith having a kid that but no, nothing wrong with that. But like Meredith having a son that just happens to be a little bit horrible as her, I do like that, and it's pretty amazing. I will say Take Your Daughter to Work Day is one of the weaker episodes in this season. I'm gonna have to put this one in the C tier, probably behind the healthcare. It's between Hot Girl and healthcare. So Michael's birthday. Okay, Michael's birthday. I will say it is a good episode, yes. But it does have its flaws. The only flaws that it has is that it kind of makes Michael more of the ego guy again. I will say I love it when Michael bounces off somebody, or he's working in a group, or he's collaborating with his employees. But when he's by himself and he's acting like kind of an asshole to his entire employees, that's something for me that doesn't really work well, and that just kind of brings down his character a few pegs. Because look, you have these amazing episodes: The Client, The Injury, Boys and Girls, Dundies, The Office Olympics, The Fire, The Fight, Christmas Party, Valentine's Day, The Carpet, The Performance View, Sexual Harassment, Basketball, Dwight's Speech, Email Surveillance. Well, Email Surveillance, that one kind of just, Michael in that episode, we're just gonna cancel that one out. But like, in all these episodes, he's a good character. He's a good, not background character, but he's a good character to bounce off of other characters, and that's something that I really enjoy. But when it's by him against everybody else, it's a bit lackluster in the episode. That makes you having a bittersweet. It's a bittersweet feeling that I have towards him. So Michael's birthday, I am gonna have to put it in C tier. It is probably between Hot Girl and Take Your Daughter to Work Day. It's a good episode, but it's the only thing that holds it back is just the parts with Michael being kind of an asshole. So, drug testing, I do like drug testing, and this is one of my rewatchable episodes because it kind of brings Michael's character, and it just kind of just shows a little bit. It shows a little bit of his character a little bit more, and it doesn't improve his character, but it just a little bit builds on what type of character he is. You know, he just okay. Well, this kind of retracts what I was saying. It's a good episode. It's a really great episode. I'm gonna put it in really great episodes. I'm trying to like find a reason why if it'll fit right there between the fight and Christmas Party. But for me, for that episode, it just feels weird to have it. It just feels weird to not like the episode, you know. And Michael in that episode, kind of weird, but you know, it all mixes well in the end, is what I'm trying to say. But anyways, moving on, we have conflict resolution. This one was a bit. It was one of my favorites, but it just it has big flaws. It has big flaws. It's gonna go in the probably. It's probably going to go in neutral for me. We're probably going to move email surveillance back a bit because it kind of just sits there really well. Conflict resolution, I like it. It's nice. It has a good idea for it, but it's just kind of stale for me. I don't really enjoy hearing all these characters, or like hearing all these, you know, for example, Jim's pranks. I didn't like how it kind of brought out most of his pranks that he did, and it just kind of shows off that he's kind of an asshole of what he did to Dwight, and it kind of shows a little bit of how much Jim is he's just kind of a desperate bitch, you know, and he's kind of trying everything to prevent talking about Pam's wedding, and I'm saying out of that, but you know, I myself, it for me comes off as it's a bit corny, it's a bit cringy, it's just like I said, high school or middle school drama. For me, it's not as funny, and it's not as like, it doesn't get the plot moving along very well to the point where they all can bounce off of each other, the characters. But at the end of the day, it's a good episode. It's not bad, you know, but it's gonna sit in C tier. It's a good, but it's not terrible. It's just, it's like a floater, a fence sitter. And then for the last one, we have the finale, which was Casino Night. I do like this episode. I will say it is a really good episode. It's going to go in at the end of A tier, but it does have its flaws. Main one, Jan, Carol, and that's about it. Jan and Carol, I do like them both, but no, it's not Carol, it's Jan. Jan is, I love her character, but in this episode she was a bit she was a bit weird, you know. She comes off as a bit how do I say it? It shows like she's really leading into it, of her and Michael being together, but then it rolls it back, and then it rolls back in, and it's just to the point where it kind of it does get annoying that they keep just doing this will they, won't they, of their supervisor and the boss, and it's just, at a point for me, it just kind of gets a little bit annoying, but
the hero got the girl.
they ended up trying that, but that's going to be in the next episode of this little series of season rankings. But honestly, it was a pretty solid season ender, and I really enjoyed this season. This season was probably my favorite. Actually, we're not gonna use that. I'm gonna retract that. This season was probably one of my favorites. We're gonna see who's the winner of the next ones, but overall, I had a lot of fun with this whole system. You know, I'm set. I really like this listing, and yeah. So I guess I'll see you in the next one. All right.